Last question, what's the future of independent journalism? What's your biggest challenge right now when it comes to doing what you do on a weekly basis? And how will that play out, do you think, over the next 5 years, 10 years?
That's a really good question. We've been lucky. I don't think there's a model that a lot of shows like mine exist right now, and part of it has to do with we're owned by a company that owns its own stations. So we're seeing on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, Telemundo, CW, depending on where you live, which makes us, I think, the most diverse news program out there, because you're seeing a wide view of audience, not just the Fox audience sees you, or not just the ABC audience sees you. There's not a model for that, really. There's not a lot of shows like that, but I think there aren't pressures and challenges other than at the corporate level if they want you to make money. I think we make some money. Fortunately, they don't put me into I don't want to know a lot about that, but we don't have a regular advertising model. In a good respect, that means when a pharmaceutical company wants to complain or influence the news, they know who to call at CBS. They don't know who to call in my diffuse relationship with this company. There isn't a single source they can call. They could call the company and I don't know what would happen, but it's not so easy as to, you can't call every local station that's airing. They can do some local lobbying against the show or a story, but it's not as effective. So that's a great model, I think. But I guess there would be money-making pressure ultimately if how many corporations want to do news that doesn't earn a lot of money, or want to have a product if they could make money doing something else, especially if it generates controversy or pushback, if they know that there's not a big reward coming from corporate America. I guess that could be a pressure. But I think we're in a paradigm shift. We're not at the end of where this all will be. There are smart minds like Jeffrey Warnick and the co-founder of Wikipedia, Larry Sanger. I've spoken with them personally. They're looking for blockchain technology and ways to start platforms that people can refer to that will be honest and widespread and not subject to censorship. And I think some of these things will be created and will become popular. Maybe no single one like Google, but maybe that's okay. Maybe Google becomes less popular as people understand I may not be getting the full truth. I'll use Google for all the stuff like Wikipedia and Google for the stuff that doesn't matter as much, but when I want real research, I go to this place where there's a fair search engine. And I think maybe we'll have some kind of model, diffused model, that'll be more effective.
Yeah, I'm really optimistic on that as well. Seymour Hersh, who wrote for the New York Times for decades, now swears by Substack. And now he can just write his articles. He makes an income. He doesn't have to get censored or answer to anybody. And he doesn't even want to come on the show anymore because he's like, I'm just doing my own thing. And he came on a couple times and talked about the Nord Stream pipeline and stuff. And I love listening to his stuff because he's almost like that uncuffed classic newsroom journalist that says it like it is. And he's like 70-something in his house. And he just continues to report thanks to this new tech. And so, yeah, I'm really bullish on the future.
Well, I just started a Substack for that very reason. I don't charge for it, but it's a lot of people like Substack. And so I do publish on my own website and fullmeasure.news, but I find some people really like the Substack model. I've been reading a lot of Substack. I like the Disinformation Chronicle with Paul Thacker, who used to be a Senate investigator who reports on a lot of stuff we've talked about today. Fantastic. We all find our favorites, but I do think that's one alternate model. That's not where we all end up, but I just think that's one good example of an alternative that's grown.
Yeah, and we're super bullish on blockchain in the future. It's just good because it's a transparent ledger, and it's something that really can't be censored to a certain extent. Like the Bitcoin chain can't be censored. If somebody from North Korea wanted to inscribe something on one of the blocks, like it can't be undone. And to actually have a piece of information like that is amazing. I mean, the Wayback Machine typically was a way to see what was printed on the internet in the past, but that can actually be manipulated. So,
well, I don't understand blockchain. I've researched it. I've done some stories on it, best I can, interviewing experts. But it sounds like the way to answer the question, the governments, including I hear them discuss here in the UK, it's almost like they're begging for more opportunity to be able to censor and under the auspices of the foreign governments that will come in and try to interfere with us. But if you can solve that foreign government problem with something like blockchain, and yet then not use that as the excuse to censor your citizens, that's the perfect scenario.
Yeah, I hope we can do that. We just got to wrestle ourselves away from these current monopolies, and that's hard to do. Very hard to do. So onwards. Sharyl, it's been been fantastic getting to know you. Really appreciate your work. Also, I appreciate the fact that you remain objective. I think that's really important, because these days I think a lot of people tend to just go ahead and turn left and turn right and kind of rally their side. But I really like the fact that you're down the middle and saying, yeah, okay, the Democrats are doing that, but the Republicans would try, and these are power structures at the end of the day, and we need to be suspicious of all of them. And again, ultimately, I do believe that free speech is the way forward. So thank you so much. Hope people grab a copy. Follow the Science, How Big Pharma Misleads, Obscures, and Prevails. They can go to your website, Sharyl Attkisson, and get that signed copy. So thanks, and let's do this again sometime.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks so much.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.